All right, welcome back to another day on the farm. We this week got a free load of mulch, which we are really excited about, some wood chips, and we are going to be using that as animal bedding. Can you say hi, Shelby?
Yeah. Hi.
Good. So why do we want this as our bedding? So wood chips will naturally decompose, which is really nice because with chickens, they like to scratch and dig. Wood chips won't be too dusty, won't give them any respiratory issues. The only thing you have to avoid is walnut trees. So we found a local guy. I was literally just driving to church one day to go and prep the Sunday school classroom, and I saw a dump trailer in front of me with a whole bunch of logs, and the back of the pickup truck was a whole load of wood chips. And I was like, I wonder. And he turned and I saw Mike's Landscaping. And so I gave them a call and I was like, hey, do you guys by chance sell or want to get rid of your wood chips? Because I will take them happily. And they said yes. So we got them for free, which is so nice because everywhere else we've called, they do still charge. So it just depends on your area. Right now, this landscaping company was having to take their stuff to the dump because the mulch companies were full and they didn't want their stuff anymore. And they have to pay to get rid of these wood chips. So rather than them going to the dump, we're putting them to use here on the farm. Keep going. Keep it. Keep going. So wood chips are a wonderful bedding to use because it's gonna not only serve as bedding, but you don't have to worry about getting rid of it per se. Because this wood chip is eventually gonna decompose and turn into compost. The chickens are gonna poop and pee on it. It is a nice material that's gonna absorb all of that. They are gonna aerate it constantly by their scratching and digging. They're gonna eat things out of it, anything that's living in the wood. So it's gonna be a food source for them. And as it decomposes, it will actually create a little bit of heat, which will be really nice in wintertime when it's cold out, because it'll create a nice warm environment here in the coop, because we do live pretty far north. So these wood chips are gonna give them a nice dry environment. You just put wood chips in my boot. Which makes it the ideal deep bedding solution for your chickens. You can use it for hogs. You could use it even for cattle. And those wood chips are gonna decompose and it will turn into compost. And that is essential for our gardens later on. So is it all worth getting these little eggs? All the work, coming out here, feeding them, watering them, making sure they're not getting attacked by predators, trying to train a guardian livestock dog to them. Is it all worth it? It's a lot of work. But these eggs are so good for you. Especially once we get them out free ranging, it will be even richer in nutrients, creating nutrient-rich foods in a holistic sense of having all the animals of a homestead, giving it the whole picture. The chickens eat the garden scraps, the chickens' manure makes the grass grow, makes the garden richer.
Down.
They're checking it out. Is it all worth it? It's a lot of work. Chickens are one of the smallest animals you have on the home. Excuse the dogs. So, is it all worth it? Chickens are a lot of work. They're small, the predator pressure is always going to be high. We have raccoons and possums here who love to come and snack on them. So we got a guardian livestock dog. Is it worth all the time and effort to try to train her? Well, we love dogs, so yes, it is for us, but it is going to be a lot of work, and it is a lot of work. But you have to weigh these costs, and you have to think about the type of environment you want to create for your homestead. How much of a full circle do you want? Chickens work so hard. They work from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. They're scratching, they're digging, they're aerating soil. They are creating compost of their own. Their manure is so rich for making your grass grow, adding nutrition to your garden. Making that compost in there is going to be so valuable. If you look at the cost of organic compost, it's so astronomical. But if you have chickens, you can make your own, which is free wood chips from a landscaping company. So yes, it takes the time and effort to get these resources all pulled together, and it takes time to create the infrastructure as well. So it's not an easy task by any means, but it's a task if you take it on. It becomes rather simple in a way because they take care of themselves after time. Everything starts to work and grow. Yes, we had to take the time and money to create this shed here for their stationary coop. Yes, we had to take the time and money to create our mobile chicken tractors, which we use for our young chicks and our meat chickens. But once you have all of the infrastructure in place, which you want to do slowly as you start to learn your homestead and your environment and what things you need to be successful. So don't go all in all at once. Take your time to figure it out. But look for those free resources. Call around. Be willing to do the research. That's what I'm saying. Because these chickens we've had for not quite a year. We'll have them a year in June. One of them, two of them in there are still old. They're some of our friends' original chickens. But it takes time. It does. Like, what I would have loved to have those wood chips in there all winter long. Instead, it wasn't ideal, but they were just on whatever hay I threw in there occasionally for them as a treat. They would eat that down and leave the stimmy stuff. Their poop. We had gravel in there originally, but all the layers over the winter piled up. So it's not necessarily the best environment, but because we're in a cold climate, it was relatively okay. There wasn't a lot of dust, everything was frozen, and it actually served them really well this spring because the moisture didn't get up through all their poop. So while this area of the barn got a lot of moisture and everything on it, the chicken coop area was actually dry because of all their layer of manure and hay and stuff. You dirty girl. Go. So no, not every ideal situation is there immediately when you start. But if you keep looking for resources and you keep researching and learning, you will find a better way to manage what you have and be good stewards of it. Sorry, checking on the dogs. So I'm really excited about our wood chips. It's gonna bring so much to our homestead here. I'm so excited for them to make compost. Now that compost is gonna take a while to break down and be made into compost, but it's going to serve such a great purpose. Our chickens are gonna have better bedding, a better environment, and they're gonna have a job to do. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you wanna subscribe down below, that would be great, and we'll see you guys next time. Can you say bye?
Bye.